Fuck. I'm 20 years old and I feel like I'm just letting my parents down. I genuinely feel like no matter what I do, I'm just constantly like disappointing them, you know? And I feel like I can't get this like approval, you know, or like notion that I'm doing the right thing in life, you know? I mean, I'm not pursuing the college degree. I'm not in the trade school. I'm not climbing the ranks in a company, you know? I'm taking bets on myself, and even then there's no real evidence or results that say that I'm successful, you know, or I'm doing the right thing. I've always leaned more into like the entrepreneurial, I'm kind of just winging it type of thing, but behind closed doors I put in a lot of work, you know, into the person that I'm trying to craft and the career that I'm trying to craft and the dreams that I'm trying to pursue. But at the end of the day, it just feels like it's not enough where I feel like I'm making my parents proud. Like, I don't see a world where my parents climb into their bed at night and they're like, man, Jordan's really doing his thing. Like, he's really killing it. Like, he's actually doing great. I can't even fathom a world where that's a reality. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. I compare myself a lot to my big sister who has like a master's degree, and she has like all these tangible things that you can physically see that say she's doing good or that society says is a good thing. I tell my parents when we start having serious talks, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. Just give me a couple more years. What the fuck does that even mean? And I don't blame my parents. I mean, how are my parents who are in their early 40s, how are they supposed to look at me, you know, just working my job every day and then coming home and fucking recording these YouTube videos? How are they supposed to look at me and believe that, you know, believe that I'm gonna figure it out and I don't need anything else but this shit, you know? I have a YouTube channel with just about 3,000 subscribers. I'm nothing. I haven't made a dime on the internet besides my Twitch streaming. And I just can't help but feel like I'm just a failure and like a disappointment to my parents. I almost avoid my parents. I avoid speaking to them. I avoid hanging out with them. I don't even want to really be around them. And it's not because I don't like my parents. I love both my parents very dearly. But I constantly just feel like if we get into some deep conversations or they start asking me questions about my life, I don't know what my answers will be to what they ask, you know? Like, what's your plan? And what are you going to do about this? And what's your plan of action to go about this? It doesn't matter how confident I feel like I am. If there's no results to back up what I'm doing, then I'm just saying words. And it's like, damn, he could be pursuing this. He could be pursuing that. And I just feel this constant dread when I face my parents because I still haven't figured it out. My friends who graduated the same year as me, they are seniors now. You know, it's August. The school year's starting back up. They are seniors in college. Most of them will graduate this year, if not next year. And then they'll start their careers. And I'm sure life will start to snowball. You know, I'm sure a lot of them will have some debt and they'll have to learn about the real world, but they'll have nice careers, a cushy job, you know, all these type of things. And I can't help but feel like my decision to avoid college and bet on myself, I'm starting to like doubt it, you know? Like, I believe in myself and I definitely think that I have what it takes to achieve my dream. I definitely think I'm going to win at this shit, but I can't put a time on that, you know? Like, there's no delivery date, there's no graduation date, there's no advancements yet, you know? And I can't help but feel like I have one more year before I start having like an existential dread about my whole life, my whole adult life, you know, since graduating. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when my friends graduate and everyone around me my age graduates and they all start getting like really nice jobs and, you know, finding families and advancing in life, when I still feel like a 16-year-old. I still feel like a 16-year-old kid that's just gotten smarter, but I'm still 16, you know? Like, that's what it feels like. I mean, next month I'll be able to go into a Save Mart and legally drink myself to death, but I have no accomplishments that I could show my parents and be like, hey, everything that you've dedicated to me the past 21 years, it's paying off. Like, look at what I'm doing. My parents sacrificed everything for me. I never went hungry. I never didn't really have the things I wanted, you know? I never asked for things, but I had things, you know? I didn't feel like I needed to ask for things because I felt like I was a privileged kid. I felt like I had the things that I wanted in life, you know? I had an Xbox. I had some Jordans. That's all I fucking needed, you know? And my whole life, it was always, how am I going to repay my parents? Like, how am I going to repay them for all the sacrifices they made and all the efforts that they put into making my life a little more comfortable and giving me a better chance? You know, I look at my mom and dad who were less privileged than me and had a lot less opportunity, and they made something of themselves. You know, my dad is successful and my mom was a great mother to 4 children. You know, like, we successfully had 4 children, and I just can't help but feel like I've been handed everything, and why am I not successful? I don't have any debt. I mean, I didn't go to college, but if I did go to college, it would have been paid for. I would have graduated with no debt. I've had every opportunity in the world to put my head down to the stone and become successful. You know, know, I don't have an excuse that's good enough to the guy that's homeless on the street corner. I don't have an excuse that's good enough to the kid that bounced out of foster care homes and shit like that. I don't have an excuse for the kid whose parents are divorced and they got beat growing up. I don't have an excuse to give to where I can receive some type of sympathy. There is no excuse for why I'm still failing and not figuring it out. I'm 20 years old. I'm a grown-ass man. I have everything going for me on paper, and I just feel like I'm failing my parents, like the people that matter to me most, the people whose opinions I really shoot for. They could say they're proud of me, but I could see right through that shit. I'm not figuring it out yet, and it's just, I don't know, it's brutal, honestly. I wonder if anybody else around this age kind of feels like a failure. You know, I feel like I'm growing, but not in the way that looks cool. You know, I'm not growing in a fancy way where I'm achieving things. I'm kind of growing. I'm kind of learning how to be a fucking human. You know, like I'm learning how to be an adult. I still feel like a little boy who's trying to like enter the world, but at the same time, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be full of success, but it's like a kid's not supposed to be successful. Like I'm just a young kid, but I want to make my parents proud. I hate feeling like this. I just feel like a disappointment, honestly. I wake up every day feeling like I should have something done that I don't have done. I feel like I wake up every day with missing assignments. You remember in high school or middle school, or even some of you might be watching this in high school, you know, when you wake up and you know you have missing assignments, like you know that you're probably going to have to hear it from your parents today or tomorrow. They're going to find out about all these missing assignments. That's how I feel in my adult life. I feel like I have missing assignments in the form of like failed opportunities and missed opportunities and failed success. And I wake up every day dreading like, fuck, bro, I still haven't figured it out. Like that's one more day of not figuring it out. And I'm having a hard time pulling myself out of this rut and being proud of myself for the progress I have made. I just feel like a failure. I feel like a disappointment. I feel like my parents aren't proud of me. And I don't know how, other than to find success, which I'm failing at, I don't know how to make myself feel better about that. It is what it is. You know, it's not a big deal or anything. I just got to figure it out. A lot of people around my age, I'm 20 years old, and I'm not the college kid. I'm the 20-year-old borderline high school dropout. I feel like that's an accurate storyline for a lot of people. So I hope you guys could relate to this video. Feeling a little down, man. I'm not going to lie. I need to bounce back. I need to snap out of it. I'm just putting my feelings out in video form. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like and comment if you could relate to this, and let me know how you're dealing with feeling like a disappointment or a failure to your parents, because I feel like a lot of us are in the same boat together and we need to help each other out in that regard. But yeah, it should be more positive vibes in the next video. I don't want to be like this every single video. We're going to have some more positive vibes, but I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I will see you guys when I see you guys later.